Hi, on this video, I'm going to go over the instructions on how to complete the historical context for NHD. Now, there are two parts to historical context. The first is the timeline, which you should have already completed. Next is the written portion. If you click on historical context in your Google Classroom under classwork, NHD, it should be the fourth from the bottom. I've typed the instructions right here for you. I've also linked an example. I have the rubric and a document that you're going to put all of your work on. Start with the rubric. Click on this. Anytime I have a rubric, I want you to read it carefully so you know exactly what I expect of you on this project. There are multiple parts. There's part 1, 2, the summarization, which is part 3, and then a simple spell check. Did you spell everything right and capitalize everything correctly? Part 1. It's a detailed description of the topic. I'm looking for whether your writing is clear, organized, and concise. That simply means, is it short and to the point, or did it take you a long time to say what you needed to say? Also, you need to make sure you have citations. If you don't cite, you're not going to get credit for the assignment. Make sure you cite any work that is not yours, and do that using the author year format. So the author of the source, comma, year. Put those in parentheses towards the end of your sentence. So there are 3 possible points. Have all 3 of those: clear writing, organized and concise, and your citations are included. Define the rights and responsibilities. You have a series of questions you need to answer. I've posted them here. Did you answer all of them correctly? Did you not? Then summarize, reflect, and describe the significance. Did you do all 3 parts correctly or not? That's how I'm going to rate this on the rubric. And then, of course, as I mentioned, spell check. Now, here are the more specific directions. Part 1, describe your topic. Describe your event/topic in detail, including important people, dates, and actions. This should be 1 to 2 paragraphs. Make sure to cite information you used from a source in this format, and there's the example of the format. When I say 1 to 2 paragraphs, these are not races responses. They are simply you telling me the facts. This is where you tell me about the event. There is no argument being made. Next, part 2 is define rights and responsibilities. Here are the questions I want you to answer. This can be either in paragraph format or they can be in bullet points, just as I put here. Where does one need to be to get this right? Who gets to decide who has rights? Who gets the right? So who doesn't get the right? Why was the right limited? And who is responsible for providing and securing this right? It says right a lot. I'm asking you, with your topic, which right was given or taken away? So if it's the right to vote, okay, where do you need to be to get the right to vote? Who gets to decide who has the right to vote? Who gets the right to vote? Who doesn't? Why was the right limited? So you can say in the United States, if you're under the age of 18, you're not allowed to vote. Why? Well, because you're not wise enough yet. Once you become 18, you know more, you've completed school, society trusts your opinion more. And then who is responsible for providing and securing this right? Well, the government provides it and secures it. Right? They're supposed to protect our right to vote. The third part, summarize, reflect, and what's the significance. Summarize how the event changed public access to the right, so say right to vote. Reflect on how this right has evolved since the event. Are there still challenges or limitations today? End with a statement of the significance of this right in history and today. Really, why should we care? Why is this important? How does it impact us today? Now, again, here's an example you can look at if you want to. And right here in this blank space, this is where you're going to type your context. It's important to spell check when you're done, and we will do peer editing when we get to the end of this assignment. Once you are done, hit the turn in button at the top of the screen, and you can move on to the next